I was reading a post before Satsang what Azhar had posted. And it was very nice actually. I enjoyed reading it because he said that we have two options. First option, this is paraphrasing, forgive me if I'm wrong, but he says option one, go with the mind as an instrument. Means what? Believe what the mind is saying because it helps you analyze the world, it helps you question life. It's got many useful features. That's option one. And second option is to, it has a negative effect also, which is suffering, which is and the second is to let go of the mind. And it doesn't matter what your life situation is. You see, you could be a beggar on the streets, but still you will be happy, not suffering, peaceful. So these are the two options. But the funny thing about option one is that it helps you analyze everything, supposedly, except who you are. Yeah. Yes. But you see, the mind has only resistance to this one question. This is not the one it is welcoming somehow. It welcomes every question. What is this? Oh, what color are these flowers? How does this computer work? You know, everything seemingly outside. It's welcome to analyze. It says, okay, let's figure out this, let's figure out that. But the minute you turn inward and say, okay, let's figure out who I am, you see, that question comes from a deeper place, a more intuitive place. Okay? So, once we see who I am, then we can say that I choose to make this choice. You see? Because the I that chooses the mind or option two, which is no mind, then which one is that one? As long as that is clear, you see, then there is not really going to be trouble, because what happens once you see that you are this awareness, you are this self, or even if you see that I am that I am, the dynamic aspect, consciousness, and you see that it is this consciousness which seems to have the power of this belief, not disbelief, disbelief, also disbelief, but I meant disbelief. Wait. So, are you referring to yourself as God when you say that? Or are you referring to yourself as Azhar? That's the key. You see, because when Guruji says the mind is not your friend, not yet, what does it mean? It means that as long as we are identifying ourselves to be the non-existent one, the one that we cannot find, you see, then the mind will offer all these things to you. Say, with me, you'll analyze the world, you'll question life, you see, but never wants to look at who you are. You see, so even when it is presuming to ask the question, who am I? It is not really wanting you to look. It will give you a lot of resistance when you start looking. You see? So this is why I wouldn't recommend that approach, although if consciousness wants to play with the mind, you see, and wants to even pretend to be a person, there is nothing that can stop it. There is nothing really that can stop it. So as long as it still seems attractive to consciousness itself, it will keep playing with this mind. Only when it is done with the play will the mind be dropped. Play means what? Not the play of appearances. The play of being a person playing with these appearances.
Even if the first option is not
Take them.
attractive. Even if the first option is not attractive, then the second option is obviously repulsive.
So it depends on how much you suffered actually. You see, if you've suffered a lot, mostly those who come to satsang, they run out of room as people. They run out of moves as people. And to them, option two seems the most attractive. For example, when I read your message, I knew you were inclined to option one, but when I read it, I was like, who will choose option one? Because it seemed like so beautiful. No matter what happens here, you see, there can be no suffering. So for most of us who are in satsang in this way, I feel that there has been enough suffering. So you don't want to be able to analyze life and continue suffering. You rather drop all of this or analyze the primal question, which is who am I? You see? So that itself is a blind spot in the mind's approach, isn't it? You see? So it wants to analyze everything that appears, but to whom it appears to, that is not. It doesn't want to look at that. So, so for those, so it's basically like this. For those whom it is clear, yes, I don't want to suffer. I don't care what life brings because I'm not suffering from it anyway. You see, once I'm clear that I don't want to go with this mind, there is no way in which I can suffer. Then it doesn't really matter what happens in this life. See, that is surrender.
But Father, I think you didn't look at this point that I commented on Hari's
I didn't
comment,
read all the comments.
replied. So the other point that I made is that if you let go of the mind, and then I gave the example that there are many species or beings on this planet in whom the process of life is such that the mind is not at a very developed stage.
Yes. Presumably, we don't know, but presumably.
Yeah, like as it seems appears.
Yes.
And but and in those beings it is very apparent that their lives or their functioning or in the involvement of their life in their life is like very primal. So like you could find like many beings, millions of beings who are not very intelligent and questioning that what is truth and what is not truth and what who I am, and is there anything outside of the field of my perception and experience. They don't have any of these kind of
Yes.
inquisitiveness. But if you look at their life, then basically their life is just contained within the experience of survival and procreation, because for them the life is just this, nothing beyond that. Yes. So the second option.
I get your point. So also we might feel that our lives are much more sophisticated than that. You see, but I've seen this. If you don't get a place to sit and you have to stand on one leg, you see, you might be hearing the best satsang, but you keep saying, "What is this? What is this? I can't even sit. I can't even sit." You see, it becomes very primal. If you don't sleep for one night, you see, then it becomes very basic. Things become very basic. I just need to sleep. I don't care what's going on. You see? Yeah? The same thing. You skip like you're fasting, so you skip some meals. It becomes very basic. You see, so it's just this. Basically, our primary concern continues to be this. Our primal needs, sleep, food, breathing. You stop your breath for some time and then discuss spirituality. Doesn't happen. You see, so although humans might feel that we are much more evolved and sophisticated, at the basic, very primal level, it continues to be the same. You see, now because it seems like we've come to a stage where all these things, survival, food, they don't seem to be so primary. You see? That's why we have been able to look at these deeper subjects. You see? But I feel to go deeper according to the mind is still a bit superficial. Can we go even deeper? What is the point of exploring what something means to me? You see, the mind can help me supposedly explore what something means to me. You see, or how I can interact and engage with that something in this realm of appearances.
Not only that, for example, if I raise this question,
So if I raise this question that what I am experiencing right now, this physical realm,
Yeah,
is it real?
yeah, yeah. But if you were not experiencing it, you wouldn't want to contemplate it. That's what I mean when what something means to me. Yeah, what does the realm mean to me? If it wasn't yours, like why does this person behave like this? You see, if they weren't engaging with you, it wouldn't matter. You see, why do I get pulled towards the earth and not away from the earth? You would not want to explore. If you didn't, even the physicists, if they didn't experience these effects, it would not really matter to them, isn't it? They want to understand their world. You see, so primary is the me, my world, my life, my universe. You see, so so what would be the deepest contemplation or the simplest? Let's not even say deepest. Let's first establish who the me is. Because if everything is about the me, you see, let's establish who the me is. So if we change your two options, because the second option we already said is surrender. So the first option is self-inquiry. You see, because before we can say what this is for, let me analyze this, let me analyze that. Can I analyze who I am? For me, that seems primary.
yeah, but from the mind's perspective,
See.
From the perspective of the one who is involved and identified with the mind, then to go along with any exploration, it first needs a motive for that exploration. So if you raise this question that who I am, then just for curiosity, it's okay. But if you are really giving up everything just to explore this question, then it's bound that it will raise this question that what's in it for me.
Yes, yes, but the point is you said that it's useful because it helps me analyze, to inquire into life. You see, you didn't say it's motivated because what's in it for me. You wanted to question life. You see, so at the root of all the mind's questions is the idea of this me. You see, if I tell you that 50 galaxies away, there's a small star which is half the brightness of our star, will it matter to you? No. If I tell you tomorrow onwards our star is going to become 50% less bright, you know, at the end of human existence, then it immediately matters. You want to ask why, what happened, you see. So at the root of all the mind analysis is this idea of me, you see. So first, can we get validation about who this me is, clarity about who this me is, you see. So it says, what's in it for me? I know that is the mantra of the mind. What's in it for me? So can we at least find out who the me is? What's in it for who? So that is self-inquiry. And that's why you're here, actually. Because if you truly choose only option one, you would not come satsang after satsang after satsang. You're saying, leave the mind, leave the mind, leave the mind.
whatever improves the search and the seeking of truth.
So seek it in this way, no? Simply, you want to enjoy the periphery for some time, and I understand that feeling. It's okay. I understand that feeling. You see, what does the me want to? I want to understand how flowers bloom and how God has created this world, and all of that is fine. I understand. But at the end of all of this analysis, inquiry, you will come to a point where you say, okay, who is the me at the center of all of this? You see?
I feel that it's not like
I escaped this question of self-inquiry.
So don't escape it. Don't escape it. What do you find?
I find it's always a mystery.
You find this? You find this? I find that it's a mystery. I'm happy we are not speaking Advaita because it brings us a lot of integrity in the conversation. You see, because it's good to have this out. You find that it's a mystery as to who I am. The I who finds the mystery is a mystery. That's what you're saying, isn't it?